Okay, so all right. So now last night, so we discussed a lot about Gadata. So there's something that I came across today. So we said that Belshazzar, right? How do we know that you're not supposed to be neder from Torah? Because Belshazzar got killed because he used the kelim of the Beis Hamikdash that were chulin. Right? So, and he still got killed. So somebody who uses Torah, which is Kodesh, for sure he's going to get wiped out. So, right. So now we said that Belshazzar was mevatel the kelim of the Beis Hamikdash. That's actually machlokes rishonim by Chanukah. Did they make the whole Beis Hamikdash tamei or not? The Yevonim. Meaning, were they mevatel the whole Beis Hamikdash or just the stones? The Ramban says they were mevatel all the kelim, and the Balamor says because otherwise, meaning if they were mevatel all the kelim in the Beis Hamikdash, the Yevonim, right? So if they mevatel all the kelim in the Beis Hamikdash, then welcome back. So then, how did they light the menorah on Chanukah? Well, that's the difference. And then they could have lit the menorah too, the oil with the menorah too, right? But so anyway, so the Ramban brings a raya that it had to be the kelim that they made into chulin because there's a Gemara in Nedarim, right? Our Gemara that says Belshazzar got punished for making the kelim chulin. So you see very clear. So therefore, he's saying it has to be that they made the kelim into chulin. But I don't remember exactly how the Balamor answers that up. But l'chayr, it's a very strong raya. Yeah, but anyways, okay, that was yesterday's. Okay, so what are they up to? The Mishna, right? Yeah, on Samach Beis Amaveis. Yeah, so Adar Kotzer. So a guy makes a neder. Here we will have a little catching up to do, but it's a fast stop. Adar Kotzer. So if a guy makes a neder until the Kotzer, till the harvest. So he made a neder not to have wine until the harvest. So we don't know, does it mean the beginning of the harvest, the end of the harvest, the middle of the harvest? So the Mishnah says, and once they start with the harvest of the wheat harvest, then his neder is over. But not barley. Right? So meaning a standard harvest is referring to wheat, not barley. Everything goes according to the place where he makes the neder. Meaning, if he made the neder when he was in the mountain, so then it goes bahar, it goes based on the harvest of the mountain. If he was in a valley, so then it goes with the valley. Meaning, let's say he moves from the har, and let's say the harvest on the mountain is on January 1st, and the harvest in the valley is February 1st. So it's going to go where he made the neder. Now, even if he moves, he's going to go with the original place that he made the neder. Fine. Adak Shamim.
Well, what about the other way around?
Would he go earlier?
If he lives in the Bika and made the neder on the har.
I thought it would stay the same thing. That's what I think. Why should it be different?
Well, he's used to the Bika's kotzer.
Right.
He presumably meant the Bika, even though he made the neder on the har. The Mishnah is mashma, like you're saying, the lush.
Yeah, I don't know. I just took the simple example.
But I don't understand why it would be true. If we know that he means the bika, even if he's standing on the har, why would it mean the har?
No, so yeah, okay, so that's true. But I don't know, but that's one way, right? Another way Yeah. Is that it means that if in the place that he is, when it says akolafi makam nidrai, if in the place that he's making the neder, a harvest means barley, then it's going to go with the barley, right? I think it just goes based on where he made the neder. Yeah. So
she says, "I hope he should yarib Rebecca." It doesn't matter if he changes his makom; it's still going back on where he made the nether. We don't care if he lives on the ocean. He's standing here on the mountain when he makes the nether, and it goes according to the mountain week, whatever that's called. Why would we think differently than this?
Yeah, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, right? Let's go whichever way you're going with it. Anyways,
does the nether follow him around or wherever he makes the nether? That's where it's chal. It doesn't matter where he goes. The nether doesn't go with him. He says, it goes back to his original place. I think like Gladstein is trying to say.
Yeah. So everybody's in agreement with that, except maybe Gershon. All right. You're in agreement with that too?
Yeah.
Gershon's not in agreement with it. Okay.
All right.
All right. The East Coast is going to win over on this one. Anyways, at least meanwhile. All right.
That's not here yet.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is one of the rare occasions that I would be agreeing with Akiva if he was here.
Oh. Text him. All right. Adar Shamim. If he says he's going to do it till it rains, right? This is Mamash Negeya now in Eretz Yisrael. Achi Shamim. Or he says until, meaning it's two different cases. Ad Hagashamim, he says until the rain. Achi Yehu Geshamim, until it is the rains. Acha Tere Revia Shnia, then it means that he has to keep his neder until the second rain, the second set of rain, which we'll see in the Gemara exactly when that is. Because there's different levels of when it's supposed to rain, and that's what we base the Tanesim on. Now it's already in Eretz Yisrael, it's getting to that point, a shtickle, right? Even though I think it did rain 2 days ago, that's what they say. But anyways,
Flooded the streets.
yeah. Here, so yeah, so Reb Shimon Gamliel is saying until you get to the second. I'm sorry, did I skip? Until the Reviya Shnia, the rain comes down. Reb Shimon Gamliel is mana shel Reviya, meaning the Tanakama holds it has to actually rain. The second stage of rain has to actually rain in order for his nether to be out. And Reb Shimon Gamliel says it doesn't have to actually rain; it just has to come around. The second's man. But if he says Achi Yifsuku Akshamim, he says his neder he's keeping a neder until the rain stops. So then Achi Yotza Nisan Kulai, until the entire Nisan is out. Because that's the end of the rainy season. Yehuda Aimer, Ad Sheyavor HaPesach, not till the end of Nisan, but until Pesach is over. Yeah. Fine. So that's and that also has to do with when you stop davening b'sein talamata.
I was going to ask, does this Achiyavra Pesach means the whole Pesach or the first days?
Yeah, so in Pashtus is you would think that it should mean the whole Pesach, right?
Right, but the same bracha we start Cholamayit.
Right. Yeah, so that's Chilukei Deis of whether he means before the last day's Pesach or the first day's Pesach, right? Whatever you're gonna say there, whatever you're gonna say, it means in where's the Gemara? Pesachim, Tainus, where is it? Tainus Mustama. All right. So then, so whatever you say, it's over there. It's gonna be over there. Meaning whichever way you're gonna say the machlokes is, so then that's what it's gonna carry over. Okay, so Tanya hanoider ad hakayitz begalil. If somebody makes a neder until the harvest in the Galil, the Yored La'amakim, and he goes down to the right. The Galil is up north, right? And then he goes down to the valleys. Even though the harvest goes in the it's already the time in the Amakim. it's usher until the kayetz is in the goal. I don't know if Gershon with that has to do with what you were saying or not. But
No, this is the same example as you. I was giving the opposite example.
I understand, right? So, yeah.
In this example, I'm asking if when he made the neder, it means the later summer or the later kotzer, then he has to keep that. That's what he said. He was neder to do whatever until the later harvest. But if he lives in a place where the harvest is the earlier harvest, and he happens to be standing when he makes the neder in the place where they make the later one,
Right.
What kind of umdana do you have that he means the later one?
I'm saying it's because we go Buster where he is at that point. Okay, we're gonna leave him. All right, yeah, that's good. Okay, good. Fine. Whatever it is, bottom line is it goes where he made the neder, not in any place else. Even if he travels, even if he went to the place that has an earlier, right? Meaning a guy makes a neder that in the Galil, which let's say goes to I don't know till January, right? But then he says, oh, I can't hold out till January, so I'm going to go down to the Amokim where the harvest is 3 days before January, and like this, I'll get out of my neder. That will not work, right? It goes by. That's not a shortcut for him. Fine. Right. So it says until it rains, or until it is rain, then we have a machlokes, right? The Tanakama says until the second stage of rain falls down, and Shimon Gamliel says doesn't have to actually fall, just when it gets to that time. Some of Rav Zera, machlokes damer ad hagishamim in the plural. The machlokes is when he says until the rains plural. Aval im amar ad hageshem, right? But if he says until the rain singular without using the plural, then adzman kshamim kamer. Then he means until the time that it's supposed to rain, not the actual rain. Okay, again, so Reb Zera is saying that if he would just use a lashon of geshem singular instead of plural, then the Tanakama's maida to Reb Shimon Gamliel that it's just till the time of the rain. It doesn't have to actually rain. Yeah. So okay. So now we start today's daf. So Meisvei, so they asked the kasha. This kasha takes half a daf, not the biggest of dafim, but it takes half a daf. Meisvei, Se'ezi is manashu revia. What is teretz? What? The teretz is 4 words. Okay. It's sort of like the way you ask a shaila, right? It takes about 2 minutes to ask the shaila. The rabbi says it's all right. So that's same type of thing here. Yeah. So Meisvei, Se'ezi is manashu revia. What is the time of the revia? Right. So habechira begimel. Right, the Bechira is on the third of Cheshvan, right? That's the Ran says. We're talking about. It doesn't say which month the Gemara. So the Ran says it means Cheshvan, right? A Bechira begimel. Beinin is Beshiva. The middle one is on the 7th. Afela, and the last of the harder rains is on the 23rd. So we got the 3rd, 7th, and then the 23rd. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer Beshiva. Ubeshiva Asar, Ube Esrim Veshleisha. 7th, 17th, and 23rd. Now the 17th and 23rd is important because that's only a 7-day. There's only 7 days between the second rain and the third rain. Right? There's 10 days between the first, according to Rabbi Yehuda, there's 10 days between the first and the second. And there's only 7 days between the second and the third.
So they're arguing Beshiva, 7 or 17.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, what I mean.
They agree on the first day, to Shleisha.
The first
last
2
day is 23rd.
Right.
They're arguing in the middle
No,
one.
the first one is not. No, Shiva.
Oh, Beshiva. Okay.
Yeah. They're arguing 2. The last, everybody agrees the last is 23,
okay.
right?
What is the machlokes in physical mitzias?
I'm not sure.
Experience in psukim and what?
Probably, I would mark off all of the above.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. I was wondering. It's not just in mitzias. Oh,
So the Gemara's mashma in Tainus that the Metzias did change. The reason that we say start the same Talmud later is because the Chazal daven that the
Chutz why Chutz starts later?
Both Eretz Yisrael and Chutz Laretz.
Why does it still start later?
No, now it doesn't, but then it did. The Chazal davened that the Oile Regel should not have rain until a later date. So they should be able to travel back home.
I thought they had two. No, that's the 2 weeks, isn't it? Isn't it?
It's mashma, okay. That was the first main. That was fixed. But then they davened again that they should go until later, another month and a half, whatever it is, another 2 months.
Here. I don't know. Okay, whatever it is, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a machlokes and metzias here. Either way, but that's a machlokes between Ramei and Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi, the Shiva Asar on the 17th, the Esrim v'Shloisha, those two he agrees, right? 17th and 23rd. U'B'Chodesh Kislev, and on Rosh Chodesh Kislev. V'chein ha'yi Rabbi Yossi, Aimer Eina Yechidim Esanan Ad Shegiya Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Yechidim, meaning the Yechidim Talmid Chachamim. That's the way the Ran says it. HaMesanan u'Mispalim Ala Geshamim. That's when they start fasting on Rosh Chodesh Kislev. But I think in Eretz Yisrael, some of the Gedolim started saying that the Olam should say that tefillah. No, there's a tefillah that they start with before they start with Tanesim and everything.
And why do you start fasting at the end of it?
No, that's because you got to give it time to rain.
But that's
it's not the end. If it hasn't rained, no, that meaning
we just said that the 3rd to the 23rd. Everyone agreed the last was the 23rd.
That's the end. That's when the last. That's not when the last rain is being. That's the end of the time that we're going to wait for it to rain. I think.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So wasn't it started off with a tefillah? I think I saw an ad or something, or an article that some of the Gedolim in Eretz Yisrael said that the Olam should start adding in the tefillah for rain. No, nobody saw this. I thought I saw this last week. I don't know. It wasn't. What?
One of the Rosh Yeshiva Ponovich, I think.
Yeah. All right. So then it's
Okay, so then that's for sure not everybody did it.
So we don't.
That's for sure. It's for sure not everybody
say
did
it started raining already?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Didn't you say this morning it started raining?
They rained yesterday,
Rained yesterday,
2 days
yeah,
ago.
heavy
But it's
rains.
heavy, but it has to rain up north.
Right.
It doesn't rain Yerushalayim, not the place that needs the
They
rain.
got snow in Fairmont, so
Okay, all right. Anyways, but that's what this whole sugi is about. Okay, so what's the kasha? And we said on this, so we understand that the first rain, lishol, so that we know because that's when you have to start asking for rain, right? Meaning that's when you start saying the same talumata. That's the first level. Shlisha is lisanis, and the third is that's when people have to start fasting, right? What is the second? Who cares about the second? Meaning you start off by davening for rain. If it doesn't rain, then you jump to fasting. What's the middle stage? So shniya lamai, the second level is for somebody who makes a neder, which is what we said in the Mishna. Reviya shniya, a guy makes a neder up until the second rain, or till the second rain, whichever the lashonas are. Then that means reviya shniya, right? That's the second rain, which is a fascinating thing. So now we have this different level of the middle level of when to daven for rain based on a guy who made a neder, which is as if he built a bummer, right? So I'm saying, what do we care? We're making a whole Mishnayos and Braysas out of these different times based on a guy who's not even doing something kahalacha, right? We should have told the guy, who cares? Right? Like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be making nedarim anyways. Okay, I don't know. We had that kasha
Maybe it's
Yeah,
fakir.
he's been despised brother, this guy. So we do things according to them.
Is whose brother?
Maybe. Yeah. What are you saying, Gershon?
Maybe it's exactly that. It's to be machmer on him. Really, the neder would get until the first rates.
So we're
But
being
we add
machmer
another
on-
date because he's doing something wrong.
I hear. Maybe. So you're being instead of the first rain, because he said until the rains. I hear. Vamrin on Allah, and we said on this, we're still in the kasha. Again, we have machlokes what the dates are. right? And we said that the middle date has to do with Nedarim. And we said on this, Kiman Ozla Hadatanya. So which one is going with the opinion? And this says in the Braysa of Shiva Yomim Zachar. Let's say it rained for 7 straight days. Atamayna behen Revia Rishayna Vishniya. Then that 7 days covers both the first rain and the second rain. So who is that like? So we pointed out that the last 2 shitas say that there's only 7 days in between the second and it's in the second and the third, right? But Shiva also, so who's it like? Kiman is Rabbi Yosi, right? Rabbi Yosi, I remember Shiva also Essen v'Shloishu v'Chodesh Kislev. So the only one that says it that there's 7 days between the first rain and the second rain is Rabbi Yosi, right? The Rabbi Yehuda also said it, but for him that was the second and the third. Rabbi Yosi said it was the first and the second. Yeah. So Kiman, who's that like? So that's like Rabbi Yosi. Now, but if when the guy said now here's the hard part of the kasha. I mean, it's not the only hard part of the kasha. Anytime there's math is a hard kasha. But the Gemara is assuming that the guy must have used the word geshem instead of gshamim. And the Gemara is asking, so you see that he used the word geshem, which is singular, and we said that it shouldn't make a difference if it rains or not. But you see here that it does make a difference that it rains. That's the kasha. The Gemara is assuming now that the guy used the lashon of geshem, and therefore everybody should agree that he can start drinking his wine by the 17th day, let's say, or the 23rd day, let's say the 23rd day, regardless of whether it rains. Yet you see here that it had to have rained for 7 days, right? So you see that there is no agreement when the guy just used the lashon geshem. That's the kasha. So Gemara answers 4 words. No, it doesn't mean he said geshem. There's no kasha. He said gshamim plural. So therefore, that's the Tanakam and the Mishna holds that when a guy says that he's not drinking wine until the rains come, plural, then it has to actually rain. That's all. Right?
Maybe that assumption is a raya to what you asked before, what I answered. That the date is because they did something wrong, so we lengthen the time he has to wait for his neder to be over. Because otherwise, why would I assume that he said Geshem and still it means the second date? Well, no, we're trying to punish him, so I would think that even if he said Geshem,
you're going with your same Torah that there's a punishment here. Yeah. Okay, but I'm saying, why would you think he said Geshem over Kshamim? Okay,
that's why. I'm saying it doesn't matter what he says. I'm
right.
Still going to have the same problem with the neder.
So
I would assume whether he says Geshem, whether he says Kshamim, means the second date.
Right.
What is your problem with his neder?
No, you're not supposed to make nedarim. So since you're not supposed to make nedarim, so we're not going to let him get away with
his doctor told him to do it because he drinks,
so then he drinks
too much wine. He drinks too much wine, so his doctor told him to do it. No,
that's the case. That we have a whole Mishna for that.
His Rav is his therapist. His Rav told him to do it.
That might be why he needs to make nedarim. Anyway, again, just to run over the Shakvataria, that in the Mishnah there's a machlokes when a guy says he's making a neder until it rains. It means this, according to all opinions, it means the second stage of the rain. But is the question, does it mean until it actually rains or until it hits the second zman of rain? So that's a machlokes Tanakam Rosh Gamliel. Reb Zeirad said in the Gemara that whole machlokes is when he said rains plural. When he says rain singular, then everybody agrees that it didn't have to actually rain. As long as it's the zman of the rain, then he can break his neder. To which the Gemara has this long kasha, which bekitzer, the kasha is that the assumption is that the guy used the lashon of geshem singular, in which case everybody would agree that once the time for the second rain comes, it's his neder is over. Yet you see here that it has to have rained for 7 days, or that's one of the situations. So which the Gemara, so you see that there is no agreement when he uses a singular lashon. To which the Gemara answers, who says he said a singular lashon? He said it plural. So therefore, there was a machlokes. But if it wouldn't be, if he taka would have said it in a lashon yachid, then it wouldn't be a machlokes. Okay, that's the hard part of the daf. Next part of the daf is much easier. So Zok the Mishnah. Konam yayin she'eni tayim l'shana. If a guy said that I'm making a neder, I'm not drinking wine for the year, and then nisabra shana, then they made it into a leap year. So the question is that leap year part of the year? So nisabra shana. Yes. So this is the same.
You get a veil, so you don't. This you do.
So that's what we're going to say. So aser ba ubeibura. It's aser for Adar, Aleph, and Adar base, because that's considered part of the year. Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar, but let's say it says until Rosh Chodesh Adar, then Ad Rosh Adar Harishon, right? Then it goes till the Rosh Chodesh of the first Adar. Ad Soif Adar, and if he says he's making an neder until the end of Adar, which means he's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, right? That he's not having wine unless somebody got to him that he can't drink wine on Purim, right? So Ad Soif Adar Harishon.
But then you could drink one.
If right, so that's if you go with then that's what we'd be saying, that he meant Adar. Nobody would make a neder not to drink wine till Adar Sheni and ruin the Purim. So it must be he meant the first. Basically,
He only drinks schnapps, he doesn't drink wine. No?
Okay, I guess if he goes with those shitas, right? But anyways, either way, the Mishnah is saying it is that when it says Adar, it's referring to the first Adar, not the second Adar. So the Gemara says Alma, Stama da Adar, Tika'ama Rishonu. Stam Adar is Rishon, is the first Adar, right? That's what the Gemara is very clear. So the Mishnah is very clear like that. So let's say our Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda, Tanya Adar Rishon, Kaisev, Adar Rishon, Adar Harishon, Kaisev, Adar Harishon. Right? When you're writing a star in Adar Rishon, so you have to write Adar Rishon. Adar Sheni, Kaisav Adar Stam. But if you're making, let's say, ksuba, right? If you're writing a ksuba, so in Adar Rishon, you write Adar Rishon. But in Adar Sheni, you just write Stam Adar, Divi Remeir. So Remeir clearly holds that the main Adar is the second Adar, not the first. Right? Because he's saying with the second one you write Adar, you don't write Adar Sheni. The first one you're writing Adar Rishon. So clearly Remeir holds that the second Adar is the main one. Yehuda Adar Harishon Kaisav Stam. Adar Rishon you write Stam. Adar Sheni Kaisav Tainun. You write in Adar Sheni you write the second Adar. Right? So L'chaira, our Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yehuda, who says that the main Adar is the first one. Some Rabbiya Filu Tem Remeir. We could even say that our Mishnah is going according to Remeir. How come in our Mishnah Remeir is saying that Adar Rishon is the main Adar? One is talking about our Mishnah, is talking about where he knew that they made or they're going to make it into a leap year. And one is talking about where he did not know. So where he did not know, his kavanah is the first Adar. When he knew that it's going to be the second Adar, right? Tanya, and this is a proof. Tanya, it's not a kasha, it's a raya. Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar. If a guy makes a neder till Rosh Chodesh Adar, Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar Rishon, until Rosh Chodesh Adar Rishon. But if it was a leap year, Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni. It means until Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni. Michlal, the Reisha Labu Muberes Askinan. Is that to say that the first part of this price is not talking about Muberes? It can't be, right? If it's saying Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar, Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar Rishon, that means it's talking about a leap year. And in the second line, when it says Imhoisa Shana Muberes Ad Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni, it's also talking about a leap year. So why is the price sticking in the word Imhoisa Shana Muberes? Shema Mina must be that they're both talking about leap years. One is pashut to him where that they're making into a leap year, right? And therefore it's up until the second Adar. One is somewhere he didn't know. So therefore, if he didn't know they made a leap year, then his assumption was that it's going to the first Adar, and that's it. Right? So bottom line is we're differentiating between whether the guy who made the neder knows whether there was a leap year or not. So this is very negeya. The thing it's most negeya to is bar mitzvahs, right? When is the main month of the bar mitzvah? There's a boy who's bar mitzvah in a regular year. When is his bar mitzvah? Is it in a leap year? I mean, not only is it in the second Adar or in the first Adar? Same thing with somebody who has yard site. Is it in the first Adar and the second Adar? Meaning
If he has no
somebody's nifter in the regular Adar, and then you have yard site subsequent Adar. So that's very negaya. Which one do you now exactly? How do you celebrate? So which one do you need to make tikkun? All right. I mean, what other is in negaya? So the poskim say, I mean, the simplest way is to just do both if you can. Right? If you come down for the Amud on both, so then down for the Amud on both. Right? Why not? I don't know which one would be daicha. I think the majority say that the Adar Sheni is the ikka. I think that's the majority. That's the majority.
What? This is the second.
Bar mitzvah usually the second. Usually the second. Right? Wasn't that mice in Lakewood a couple years ago? What was the story? A lady had twins. Right in between Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni. I think the first one was born before Shkia, Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni, and the second one was born
I was
after.
a day away from this.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
He was born after, and then their bar mitzvahs. How does it go? Was in a regular year.
Yeah.
The regular year. So the bar
Yeah.
mitzvahs were a month apart. Right? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bar mitzvahs were right. The
younger one
Rosh
gets bar
Chodesh,
mitzvah first.
The young one got bar mitzvah. No, the younger one
gets bar mitzvah aleph.
The younger one, yes. The younger one
The
got
other way around.
The bar mitzvah can't be in a regular year, then the bar mitzvah be in the same month.
If they were born on a regular year, Rosh Chodesh Adar, and the bar mitzvah was on a leap year.
It's not what the rabbi said. He said the bar mitzvah.
Saying the
was
opposite.
the
The
I
regular
thought it
born
was
year.
the opposite case.
They're born in a leap year. One is born the last day of Adar Rishon. The other one is born the first day of Adar Sheni. The bar mitzvah is 13 years later. One
Not on
Adar.
a leap year.
The second one is bar mitzvah first.
Same way.
Right.
On
Well, that
Aleph.
yeah.
The
The
second
first
one is bar mitzvah on
the first
Aleph,
one's on Aleph, and the second one's
the
on
older
Chav
one's bar
Tes.
mitzvah on Chav Tes.
If it was a regular year, then and a leap year by the bar mitzvah.
Was the name Yaakov and Esav or Peretz and the other guy?
It's just substitute
first.
whatever.
They're born on a regular
Yeah.
year.
Regular year.
Regular year.
One's born in Shvat. Another one's born in Adar. So
That's anyone. There's nothing to do with the others.
right.
It's
But I'm
anyone
saying
born in
it'll
two
be-
different
It
months.
does, because the second one is going to be a month and a day
And I'll-
after the first one.
So a month
What?
later. Twins
Yeah.
will be bar mitzvah a
If-
month later.
That's
On a
only the
regular
beginning.
No,
year-
if you say the bar mitzvah goes with the second Adar, so you can have one on
Right.
the last day in Shvat
Right. in
and
Shvat.
one into Nisan to
Oh,
Adar.
okay.
Yeah, sheesh. Yeah, so
Aleph
then-
Adar Sheni.
right. So
okay.
then now you would also have a
Uh-huh,
month
okay.
apart. Okay, whatever it is.
What
Fine.
happens if one of the twins was a girl? Then what do you do?
Then you got bar mitzvah issues.
The bas mitzvah would only be 11 months apart rather than 12.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's see.
Is
Let's
this
see back
Mishnah
to-
not a riot to my kasha on the last Mishnah?
I
Here we
hardly
say we
remember
go
the
with what he
Mishnah,
cares
much less
about.
your kasha on the Mishnah.
Here we say it depends if he knows whether
Right.
it's an ibiyar or not.
Right.
And the last Mishnah, we don't care what he knows. Bahara Babika, just wherever he made the neder.
There's no Gemara in the
Yeah.
Mishnah.
I hear that's you want to say that he didn't know the har and the bika? Why are you saying he didn't know? He knew.
No, we don't go with what he said. If he knows, then we go with what his
Ram
does.
takes
That's
takes
what
up
we're
that.
saying here. There we say we don't care about his das. Here we
Right.
all of a sudden do.
Yeah. I get. But okay, you're understanding it that it has to do with das, but
I mean, that's what it says. He knows or he doesn't know. That's the Gemara.
no, but it says he know. I don't mean he knows.
The Yoda. What's the Yoda?
No,
How the Yoda the Mabrashata, how the La Yoda.
no, but by the other one, by the valley and the
That's
mountain.
what I'm saying. There makes no difference
Yeah.
what he knows
true.
or what he can.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, Zok the Mishnah, yeah. Yehuda, konam yayin, sheni time, all this, pretty much this entire Mishnah we had already, which is probably why there's no Gemara on the Mishnah, but I don't know if that's true or not. Right? So Yehuda Omer, konam yayin she'eni time ad sheyeh Pesach. He says, I'm making a neder from wine that I'm not going to taste it until Pesach. So lo nischaven ze ela ad lel Pesach. He meant it until lel Pesach, when you have to have dalet kaises. Ad shosha derech b'nei adam l'shtos yayin. That's when everybody drinks wine. It can't be that the guy meant to make a neder against drinking wine on Pesach by night. Omar konam basa she'eni time ad sheyeh hatzoim. If he says I'm not having meat until Yom Kippur, so Eina Asar ad leilei tzayim, until the night of Yom Kippur, meaning the Sudas HaMafsekes on Erev Yom Kippur. Don't we say not to eat meat for the Sudas HaMafsekes and Yom Kippur? Isn't that the minig?
No, it's a right that chicken is not meat.
Fish.
No, fish out's the bone. No, but I thought it said not to have meat.
No, but that's because
Sudas
it's stuck in your
HaMafsekes.
teeth.
I'll look at your sheet.
Oh, isn't there a whole thing that if there's a shiloh on a chicken, your father always says there's a shiloh on a chicken, you shouldn't have it for the Susan Mapsekas. So of course you could have meat.
I'm looking up your sheet right now.
I don't know. I thought that there's a thing because it's no good for fasting.
I think it's stuck in your teeth or something. No?
We want it to get stuck in our teeth.
No, come on.
I've never had meat for the Sudam of Seconds. I don't know.
You never did it. You never
I
had
have
meat.
chicken, never had meat.
I'm saying, so what's shot? Is there a
I
reason
don't
for that?
know. I don't know.
I don't know. What is saying in my sheet? I don't know.
I'm
Totally
looking,
looking
I'm
it
trying
up.
to get it
I don't
up.
know. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so it means till the Sudan of seconds. Fine. Rabbi Yossi B'nai Omer, Rabbi Yossi, his son said, "Konam shum she'ani tayim achatei Shabbos," making a neder from garlic that I'm not going to taste it till Shabbos. Ain't also allowed leil Shabbos, leil Shabbos. It's only us until Friday night. Shelein eschaven ze'ela ad shoshet derech b'nei adam lechol b'shum. I can't believe this. Okay. You can't make this one. You can't make up. Anyway, it's saying that it's usher only until Friday night, because Friday night is when you're supposed to have garlic, right?
Garlic is you shouldn't eat.
No, I'm talking about garlic
I'm not
Friday
saying
night.
that.
So
Spicy
garlic,
foods,
the
eggs,
Gemara
garlic,
says in
and cheese.
Yavamas that you're supposed to have garlic because it helps the man have koyach gavra, right? In Lashon Saginar, meaning enables a man to perform. A text came in just now about a man who's having a problem performing.
Like the gossip of Parsha.
I'm just telling you, just this second it came. I mean, whatever, a minute ago, I just saw it flash on my screen. Now I can't see it. But anyways.
That's why my wife's been giving me all this garlic.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Anyways, but that's a minig. I think by the Chassidim they have other stuff too.
Doesn't say fish or meat here.
Doesn't say fish or meat.
Not on your sheet. This is I don't know
Okay.
which one. It's not
I don't
in
know. I thought there was on Hogan not to have meat. All right. Anyway, so meaning the basic rule of the first half of the Mishnah is that whatever the derech is, that's when the neder takes you to. So it's Pesach, it's for wine, it's till the beginning of Pesach, and for meat, it's till the Sudas HaMafsekes, and it's garlic, it's till Friday night. Fine. Now, this other cases we had this also way back, like 50 blot ago. No, less than that. 40 blot ago.
Have fish.
A guy says to his friend, this is like what you call a backwards compliment type thing, right? So the guy tells his friend, I am not going to I'm not going to get any hana from you unless you send your son and take from me a kur of wheat and 2 barrels of wine. Now, what does it mean to the son? Because it's a more respectful way of saying the guy basically is trying to force him to take some handouts. So he figures the way he's going to give him the handout is by telling him, I'm gonna make a neder against you unless you take it. Right? So the guy can be made for his neder, meaning he could take back his neder, which is interesting because I thought mefer neder is only going on the wife and the daughter. We use the lashon hafara for regular nedarim too. I don't know. That's the next two prakim from now. Anyways, he doesn't even need a chacham to be matir him the neder. Why? Anyway, shalai al pi chacham, and he could tell him, klum amarta elam ipnei kvaidi. Why did you tell me? Why are you making a neder? So that, and why are you giving me a present? Because you want people to see that I'm, oh wow, look at that. That guy's a chosh of a guy. He's getting a present from this fellow. Zeu kvaidi. My covet is to turn it away, to turn down the present. Meaning he's saying, let's go Reuben and Shimon. Reuben tells Shimon, you better take these barrels of wine and this wheat from me, otherwise they're making a neder against you. So we're saying that he doesn't have to, he can still benefit from him, and he doesn't have to give him the wine and the
Doesn't have to accept the
wine.
wine.
What?
Doesn't have to accept the wine.
He doesn't, if the guy doesn't accept it, he can still get hana from him. Why? Because he's saying, why is the whole reason you want to give me the wine? And why are you making a neder? Because you want me to have it so that I should be considered chashuv. Well, when people see me turn down the wine, they're going to say, well, this guy must really be chashuv. He was offered 2 barrels of wine and a kur of chitin, and he turned it down. So he must be really chashuv. So he's basically saying, mission accomplished, and now you don't, and now you kept your neder. You kept your neder, so it doesn't even need to be made for it. I mean, he says you do need to be made for it, but you don't need to be made for it with a chacham. Question is, why do you need it to be made for it at all, according to this? Right? Okay, so that's one case. A guy says to his friend, I'm making a neder that you're not going to be able to get hana from me unless you come, right? Meaning if you don't come, then now the guy's schnorring while we're turning the tables. The first case was a case where he wanted to give away things. Here, he's trying to force this guy to give him 2 barrels of wine and a kur of chitin. So what's the din here? It's asur. He cannot get hana from this guy who made the neder until he gives the wine and the wheat. You could be made for the neder. You can annul the neder, even with not with the from the chacham. You could tell him it's as if I was makabalit. Meaning he could say, I really wanted to get it out of you, but now I want to let you get hana from me. So therefore, let's make it as if I took it. Meaning I'm Michael, you giving it to me. So that's enough because it's ki'ilu, I was makabalit. So that's according to the chachamim. Yeah, Rameir holds no, he can't do that shtick, and the chachamim hold he can. Fine. Next case, if they were pushing him to marry the daughter of his sister, meaning his niece, which Tosfos points out that it's a mitzvah to marry a niece, right? That's the chiddush here. That even though it's a mitzvah, he's not interested in his niece, right? So if they're pushing him to marry his niece, and he says, konam, that she's not going to get hana from me forever. That's case one. Somebody who divorces his wife. And he says that I'm making a neder that she can't get hana from me forever. They are both allowed to get hana from him. Why? He didn't mean to aser the hana from them. He meant for ishus, for meaning the hana he meant was the regular standard marriage of the hana that a woman and a man get from each other, but not he didn't mean that if they can't bring him a drink, well, that might could be usher anyways if they're divorced, but it doesn't mean that they can't whatever, I don't know, call him and say hello or whatever, that type of thing. Which is very interesting because the guy made a neder and we're saying no, what the neder sounds like is not what he meant. Right? We're going so far to say that this is not what his kavanah was. Right? How the guy said, I think I said this. Did I say no? A kid from a 732 number, so Lakewood, he said to a guy, I swear I'm not waiting for you. I guess he was giving him a ride. I swear I'm not waiting for you. So he wanted to know. Now he wants to give him a ride. So can he give him a ride or not? So
I'm very happy that you prefaced it that it's a 732 number, because otherwise we wouldn't have known.
Okay, just in case. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I don't know who it was. It's a 732 number.
That's it.
So I said, nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. My assumption was that when a guy says, I swear, he's not swearing. It's just a phrase, right? He doesn't mean to swear by anything, I think, right? So whatever. I I hope I'm right on that. Yeah. Anyways.
Of course.
Yeah. Fine. Right. Let's say he's pushing his friend that he wants to eat by him. Right? You want to go eat by your friend's house. I'm making a neder on your house that I'm going to go in, meaning I'm not going to go into your house. A drop of what do you call it? Cold water, I think. I don't know if it's water, something cold that I'm making a neder not to have a drop of go into your house or have a drop of drink. He can go into the house, and to drink from him, meaning but drink from him a lot. I'm sorry, to drink from him drops. When the guy said that he's not going into his house or he's not going to eat, he meant to eat or drink a lot, but to take a little bit, that he did not mean. So you see, you can mamish dictate a guy's nedarim based on what our assumption is, what he is, what he would be thinking. Yeah. All right. Hadron Allah konam yayin l'chaim to all those that make l'chaims. A little bit of seltzer. No. Yeah. All right. Have yourselves a fine night.
Tagway, I texted you a screenshot of your sheet. You said no meat and no fish. You said that some people have a minhag.
Are you texting?
I didn't see that in the sheet I looked. Must be updated.
The meal should not consist of spicy foods, eggs, garlic, or cheese.
That's
Many of them not to eat fish and meat. Oh, there you go. All right.
Reb Aaron, well, probably missed it. Now what should he do? Start over again?
Yeah, it's machlokes in the very late achronim and Rav Yaakov sheet. Maybe they publish different sheets on the other side, on different sides of the Mississippi. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting? What do they have in the Gemara? Sometimes they're both. How does it say? You have a stira and they say, "This is one I'll leave it to this," and he's saying, "Says Mama, here you go." Halavai, lahavdil elef alfei avdolos. Yeah. That wasn't going on you guys. It was going on me. Yeah. Anyway, okay. That's what I thought. But this going. I guess that's why it says it's a custom, right? Because halachically from this Gemara, it's clear.
When he heard custom, he thought it was specially geared towards him.
It was a bespoke minhag.
It was an amilak.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. I guess nobody's got anything to say on tonight's stuff. So
take a super got me a good bottle of scotch.
What's wrong?
Want to take it? Right?
Why not?
I don't know.
Scotch?
No, but this is yeah. That's what,